Hey everyone, I'm SageValentine and welcome to my channel of the same name. Right now I'm going to review for you guys CW's The Messengers Season 1 Episode 2 entitled Strange Magic. The six angels, Rose the comatose nurse, Raoul the federal agent that's also a fugitive, Erin who's a fugitive and a single mom, and her daughter Amy, Vera the reporter, Peter, the high school kid, and Josh, the televangelist, all end up meeting one another at this hospital. And it is very interesting how they all come together, because first we see Vera standing with the man in Rose's hospital room, and he's basically trying to manipulate Vera and make her kill Rose, basically put her out of her misery because she's been in a coma for 7 years. And then all of a sudden, Rose wakes up, says a few words to the man, and he hightails it out the room. Then Josh comes in. He's looking for Rose because he saw her in that premonition. And he stumbles into a room where he sees his father on television talking about him and basically discrediting him as a televangelist. And so right now he realizes he has nobody, and he heads to the chapel. Peter comes to the hospital, and Peter is looking for food because he kind of hitchhiked with that truck driver. And he finds a tray of food, and he disappears with that tray. Then we see Erin, Amy, and Raoul. They come to the hospital. Erin is sitting with Raoul, who's unconscious. He has his gunshot wound. This nurse is asking way too many questions. Erin won't answer it. And then the next thing you know, she goes to the cops, and Raoul wakes up, and the three of them run off. And then somehow everybody ends up in the chapel. And Rose explains to them that they are messengers from God, and they are supposed to stop the apocalypse. And everybody pretty much has this down pat except for Vera, because Vera feels the need to question it. Vera doesn't see this as logical, and she feels like because Rose just woke up from this coma, and she's talking out of her head, she has no idea what she's talking about, and therefore none of this is real. And her mistrust, her idea of being a doubting Thomas, if I can say that, ends up getting this man Ben killed. Because Josh has a premonition where he sees this man Ben, the number 313, some type of wooden chair with 157 on it, and then Vera holding her son. And he explains to her, like, I can help you find your son. So she goes along, Vera, with Josh, but she questions him all the way through it and decides all of a sudden at the racetrack she doesn't even want to do this anymore. So Josh is still trying to convince her, and Vera's just like, I don't want to do this. And then they make it to the park where the devil is playing chess with this guy Ben, because he met Ben at the racetrack. And to make a long story short, Ben won all this money at the racetrack, and the devil wanted to play chess, and he basically beat him. And Ben felt like he had nothing else to live for, stepped in front of the bus, and was run over. And if Vera had listened, then Ben would still be alive, and then she would be even closer on her quest to find her son. But now she's a step backwards. Then you get to Erin, Raoul, and Amy, who they leave the hospital, and they get stopped by a cop, and Raoul manages to knock out this cop and handcuff him to his car, and then he gets dropped off at his brother's house while Erin and Amy drive off. And to make a long story short, Raoul goes into his brother's house. Looks like somebody burst in. There's blood on the wall that says sanguine, or sanguine for sanguine, or sangue for sangue, meaning blood for, I guess, blood for blood. He finds his niece hiding in the closet. She has a golf club. She's mad at him. Apparently somebody took her father and beat him up, and it's all because of Raoul. Then apparently her mother left because of a fight that her mother and father had over Raoul. So everything in her family, in this whole situation, comes back to Raoul. So then with Raoul, As they're about to leave to go find the father, two goons show up. They try to beat him up. He uses his angel powers, and boom, they're all beat up. And so then he's riding with Nadia, his niece, and she blows a gasket, and they end up pulling into this diner. Then you have Peter, who's all alone. He's wandering around, and he sees this ad for this senator, and she's got these guys in uniforms, and one of the guys in uniform had this metal arm. So he doesn't think anything of it, and he leaves, and then he ends up at that diner. And I think Joshua ends up at that diner too. And then they all realize together that they have to, well, because Rose explains it to him, that they have to not only stop the apocalypse, but they have to find these 4 people who are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. But they don't know this. And the man or the devil is going to find each of them and make them sin. And once they sin, they break the seal and they become the horsemen. So this was a great episode. Yet another one. I'm loving this show. I don't really know what the reviews are. I haven't seen the feedback on social media other than people saying that they liked it. So it's all good, and I can't wait for next week's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my review. I hope you like it, and hit the subscribe button below to subscribe to my brand of crazy. Rate this video. Leave your comments about the show, and check me out on Google Plus and Twitter at SageValentine. Until next time, you all take care. I love you guys. Bye, guys. Bye.